Hi, I'm Lindsey Bennett with PAFootballNews.com. I'm here today with the Wyalusing Rams head coach, Rich Rogers. How you doing, Rich?
Good. You, Lindsey?
Good. I'm glad you could make time for us.
Sure.
Just a couple of questions before the season starts out, and this is a good platform for the people to hear you talk. Where, like I told Jamie Wecker at Towanda, there's not a lot of platforms for the NTL coaches to be heard.
Right.
They get a line or two in the paper, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys always making time for me too.
Yeah.
Acclimation just ended on Friday. How did that go for you?
Good week for us. You always have a couple of kids missing, vacations and whatnot. But no, it went pretty well. Good group, a good core group came back and put the work in. So yeah, ready to start camp tomorrow morning, 8 a.m.
So you're doing 2-a-days again?
Yep. 2 days for the next 2 weeks. So yeah.
Now, the way the season ended last year, the bar set pretty high going into this season. So what's your prognostication of, and what have you changed going forward? Have you changed anything?
Yeah, that's conversations we still want to have coming up because everybody hasn't been there yet. So hopefully this week, first week of camp, everybody's there. We can start having those conversations. I know as a coaching staff what some of our goals, some of our expectations are. But it's amazing to think how quick of a transition the group that I inherited was 2-8. The 2 years previous to me coming in last year. And to have them start thinking as a staff, we're kicking around the thoughts of could we host a district playoff game? Now you've got to be in the top 4. Southern Columbia is still in that district. Troy, Towanda, and what they did last year. There's we're all in that same mix in AA. But is that a realistic goal? And I want to talk to the kids and see where their minds are at. That's the bottom line. They got to believe.
Absolutely.
They got to believe it. So I know that there was a huge transition from game 1 to game 11 last year in that group of kids that came in thinking we're Wyalusing, we lose, that's what we do. We're 2-8 the last 2 years, that's all we know.
Yep.
To the team that I took down to Mount Carmel, for the playoffs.
Yeah.
Just a total transformation. So I'm hoping that carries over, that this group is going to continue believing in the next step. Okay, we made the playoffs. What about possibility of hosting a game, or what about making the second round? So those are all things we'll be talking about starting this week, and just to feel them out, see where they are, how much they believe.
Yep. Have you had any? Did you add any coaches? Did you lose any?
So we lost both of our junior high staff, which has affected the varsity staff a little bit because we didn't get anybody to apply. We had a couple of parents put in. I asked my staff, is anybody interested in helping out? And actually one of my volunteers, Brian Deeds, stepped up and said that he would do it. So he'll be at junior high. And then I asked my youngest son, Robert, and he went ahead and applied. So there'll be 3 Coach Rogers between junior high and varsity this year. So my son Selden, Selden and Robert are both helping out. So looking forward to that. But otherwise, the rest of the staff is still the same, still in place.
Very good.
So, yeah.
So it's safe to say that if the kids know Coach Rogers, they got a pretty good shot at getting it right.
Yeah, right. 3 out of 6 or whatever.
Yeah. Now, how many players have you lost because of graduation?
So we graduated 9 last year. We only had 3 freshmen sign up out of that entire class. So, and out of those 3, I've only seen one of them.
Wow.
So, we've had a couple other kids. We've got 1 or 2 new senior kids come out that weren't there last year. I have at least 1 new junior and I think 2 new sophomores. So it almost evened back out again. We're still hoping to get 30 total, 9 through 12. But the 9 that we lost, it was leadership is what we'll miss the most.
Yeah.
Really good group of leaders, and that is going to be one of our goals this year moving forward. Is can we develop as good or better leadership than we had last year with the seniors that we have. And we've already begun those discussions, what leadership looks like and what it doesn't look like and all that. So that'll be the biggest thing, is getting them to step up as leaders.
That's good. Technology, how has technology changed since you were the Troy coach years ago to today?
I go all the way back to the days where cameras weren't allowed when you scouted. Okay, you had to bring paper and pencil, and you sat in the stands, and you two would go because one would be watching the field while the other was
You'd be
writing
scripting for them,
And like if somebody saw a camera, that was a big no-no. Okay, that's how far back I go. And I still believe there's something to be said for seeing your opponents in person. We purposely schedule our scrimmages at a different time because most everybody goes at 10, 11 a.m. And we purposely put ours later in the afternoon so I can go and see all of our opponents, especially week 1, week 2, get to see them in person. But no, I think huddle is great. The gentleman's agreement that we have in the NTL, where you give them your 2 previous games and everybody can see your opponent on film. I still, like I said, I still do enjoy seeing everybody in person that I can. And I think the referee shortage is a shame, but there's a blessing that comes out of it, is that when games get moved to Thursday or Saturday, now here's opportunities to go see your opponents live. So I do still appreciate that stuff, but no, I think the technology that's out there now is, it's nice. It's nice to have, and it's very
very time consuming, or it saves you a lot of time, because back in the day you'd have to, like you said, you'd be scripting all the stuff, like the tendencies and all this stuff. Now you can just sit down and watch a film, break it down in a couple hours, and get on with your day. Where on Sundays it used to be, it would be a whole Sunday worth of breaking stuff down and preparing for the week.
And we went from that to where we're going to meet to exchange films. Like I remember that progressed from no cameras in the stands to, okay, we'll let you have cameras. And then it became, okay, you guys are willing to trade a film, we'll meet you somewhere on a Saturday or a Sunday morning. And now it's all there on So
it's all on the up and up now. Everybody's got the same level playing field.
Right. So I guess there's still some gamemanship going on if somebody doesn't do a very good job filming and they send you one of those and you're like, oh, thanks a lot.
Because they got 3 or 4 cameras filming now, and they give you the
right. They're gonna keep the best one for themselves and send you the one that the 7th grade kid did. It's shaky and blurry and all that. So, there's still some of that goes on, but no, for the most part, everybody's real good at exchanging and being fair about it and all that. So.
And like you mentioned, the referee shortage. How many Thursday night games do you have this year?
Right now we're scheduled to go over to Wellsboro week number 3 on a Thursday night.
And that'll be your only Thursday night game?
So far. I know they still need to make some changes. We've offered the home games that we have. All those have already been rearranged. So I've asked Craig West, and he said no. The weeks that you're hosting were good. It's a couple others that we're still looking for people to move. So there may still be an away game that gets moved to a Thursday or a Saturday. So we'll just wait and see what happens.
Because I don't know for a fact, but I've heard Towanda has 3 Thursday night games.
I heard that too.
Because that's like, when you prepare for Friday night games and you have your whole lives. And then all of a sudden now it's a Thursday night game, you got to prepare to it. Bumps everything up a day, and that's that's
you'll
significant.
You'll have to adjust your plan of attack for the week and stuff. Also, like I'm hoping to have JV this year, which we didn't have enough last year. And if we do, now you're looking at, okay, all the 9th and 10th graders are gone, which for us is going to be half the team. So you're probably not practicing much Monday. It's mostly going to be game film. Get some cardio work in, maybe a lift, whatever. Then you've got Tuesday and then Wednesday's pregame. So that's a real short week. So really, I think it'll help us to focus more on preseason. Like, let's really do all we can to get ready now for those short weeks that might be coming.
And then in the NTL last year, you went from 0 to hero, kind of, so to speak. So now you're on the watch list.
Yeah.
So with all the different schools that you have to play through the NTL, what is your like prognostication of what's going to happen this season?
I mean, I think everybody would agree that Troy's the team to beat.
Yeah.
You know, they went to the district title last year and were 0-0 with the state champs at halftime. So, and they lose some, but not much. So,
Yeah.
you know, everybody's expecting that to be a team to beat. Towanda was, you know, of the teams we played, one of the toughest defenses we played, and they only lost 1 or 2 seniors from last year. So, expect them to be right up there again. You know, but I think everybody's taken a step forward. You know, North Penn had a new coach last year also, so now they're year 2 with their head with Jed Wright, so they should be improved. You know, I see Wellsboro's being improved again. You know, just looking down through, I think everybody's going to be a little bit better. So I think there'll be some good games. I think there'll be some really good games this year in the NTL and some good competition.
And I started asking this question this year. Is for the fans that never get to hear you talk, that come to every game where you win, lose, or draw. Look at the camera. What do you got to say to them people that have come and supported you from day one, and they'll support Wyalusing football to the day they die?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate all of you. I feel like since day one last year that I was welcomed with open arms in Wyalusing. I really, really appreciate that. It has meant the world to me to be welcomed like that. And just appreciate all the support that we have gotten and look for that to continue and even grow as we continue forward. So,
And you've done a heck of a job the first year you were there, and it's just amazing. And I'm sure the people that support Wyalusing football look and say, man, that guy's got us on the right track, and we're looking forward to this coming season.
I appreciate you saying that, and I love what I'm doing. You know, I love the kids, and I think that's the first step is when they know that you love them, they're willing to do whatever it takes and move forward and get them believing too. I think they bought in pretty quick to what I wanted to bring, and you know, there was a good group of athletes there. They were just waiting for right direction, you know.
Yep.
And just really, really enjoyed last year. I really enjoyed it. One of my favorite years coaching, and really looking forward to this year too. So, yeah.
And we hope to see you again and sit down with you and interview later in the season. Because if I give you a call, you know what that means. That you're probably headed to the playoffs, and people want to hear what you got to say.
Right. I look forward to saying, hey, Rich, we need to meet again because you're hosting first round. You know, that's the goal. That's the dream anyway.
Yep.
But look forward to it.
And it'll be funny to look back because preseason hasn't even started yet. And in 10, 12 weeks, we're going to see where it all pans out. It's the fun. That's why I love high school football, and I'm sure you do too.
Oh yeah. Yep. Every season's new, fresh start. You know, everybody's excited, enthusiastic. So yeah.
Yep. Well, I want to thank you for your time, giving enough time to PAFootballNews.com. We really appreciate it, and good luck this season, Coach.
All right, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
For having me.
Yep.